Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Ittle Dew 2. So, you're kind of forced, it seems, to just run through these levels. The stick can be set on fire, I already know that, but they want to make sure everybody knows it. It really does feel like at some point they were even thinking about making the sequel to this game not have an overworld, which seems like unrealistic that you would even begin to think that that could be the case, since the regular game had an overworld of some sort. Let's just make sure trash can't be set on fire. This is a rather large dungeon compared to the other dungeons. Here, we also apparently cannot carry fire through rooms, so that's good to know. Let's see, there are shortcuts in most dungeons that require certain items. Alright. For instance, it's full of hope and dreams, this trash. Remember when we had that mirror that could expand explosions? Yeah, I guess that's not what they intended for us to do in this case. So the two parts of the room open. The third part of this room, though, I don't think I can blow up, so I'd have to do something like that, and then something like that, and let's see. If I did something like this, then it can't activate that. I did something like that. And I'm fairly certain that the other two room doors are still open. Yeah, that seems to be hard-coded. So if I did something like this, my only option at this point would be to do something like that otherwise. And that doesn't really help anything. I could do this. That is a lot of items that would have to be pressed. There needs to be some other pull ability that obviously I don't have yet. We'll just take this shortcut and see what's in here. Here we've got some enemies that are taking quite a lot of damage. Wow. That is a lot of damage that they're requiring to clear everything. So maybe the idea is that they don't want you to bother. That being said, these enemies don't seem like they do much damage to you. Let's see if that'll explode and hit. So I need something that would increase an explosion radius, because I've got nothing right now that could defeat that. Let's see. So they want me to, I imagine, run this way, get the key to start with. Yeah, if I don't have a way of like blowing up ice. I can't get any further with that one. It's just a room full of enemies. We'll just see if we really want to take out these tentacles that are tossing things at us. He's probably... There's probably like an achievement for taking out just a few of these, and that would be it. I don't know if it really is worth your effort. To go through all this, and we are still in the dungeon. It just took us kind of in an outside looking area inside the dungeon to... There's a 1. I wonder why it's a brown wooden ball. Probably to indicate that you could do that. There's a lot of places that look like they might have little secret passages, but seem to not. Well, that stinks. Because we'll have to start all over. This is the second game in a row, basically, that I've played, or maybe not in a row, but I think in a row, that have had problems, to say the least, with their controls. Just not really tight control mechanics. That is something that we have not run into particularly commonly with video games in the past few decades. It certainly was a problem in the past, but it has long since been addressed for the most part. I can definitely say a lot of the like portable Game Boy style games often control pretty poorly, and there's a extremely long list of NES and Sega Genesis and other early console games that did not perform well at all. Interesting. I'm getting these blue hearts which seem to be full heart refills. And that clearly is some kind of passage by the looks of it, but I don't have anything that seems to indicate that I could get through that. We've kind of missed some sections, so if we find a way to fast travel back to the beginning, it wouldn't be a terrible thought to do that. We are just kind of trying here to solve puzzles. The fact that this push box sends your signal, your magical wand strength, through like that does probably indicate something is going to eventually require you to deal with that. Well, this lets me then get down to this point. You now have a flame sword, deals more damage and is permanently on fire. So yeah, it is fairly obvious that you should at all times be using the the main game path, because you're getting these abilities and things that found somebody's underwear that unlock things otherwise. It's full of shoes, but I don't need any. Alright, so where does this put me? Puts me over in this section, which now with the flame sword, all of a sudden you can just slice and break all the ice, which makes half the puzzles we've done up until this point easier. The way this was probably going to play out is probably something along this line, where we need to come over here and check out this area. Come on. I'm not even sure that the explosion ability does anything, but we'll try it. We're still just looking for collectibles and secrets. Alright, and this brings us back to this room, which, yeah, this was a big level, but it does seem like in counterpoint to that, it does seem that there was a lot that could have been done to help with it too. Okay. I can push this up here. That's fine. But then I can't really push that that way to get there. I can push this up here. And that up here. Which, maybe that's what I was supposed to do? No, because that still doesn't really make sense. I can push that this direction, and that direction. I can put a bomb here. They won't trigger anything. So what's the trick? Break this. And that gets you to this point. Now, I don't think you can actually make the ice cube go over the flame, but even if you could, I imagine that would probably only hurt you, not help you. What if it was, you come this direction, then you push that down that direction, and then you come that direction, and push it up that direction. It gets one thing in one different place. Then what do you do? No. Neither one of these can slide anywhere. So we need to preserve this one and this one. And I don't know how we could do that. We could push that up instead of breaking it. Push that that way. We could then break this one, push that one that way, that one that way. These puzzles are alright, but not great. Seemingly they only give you a small reward, regardless. This dungeon seems to have a desire to make you run through dangerous areas. Did we get everything else in that we've seen so far? Alright, so now we need to put the fires out. which means we get to figure out what happens when we do this. Alright, that puts the flame out. It's full of floppy disks, but I don't have a phonograph to watch them on. Yeah, that's completely wrong technology. It's a secret passage that way, which we'll go check out, I guess. Welcome to my house. Want some pizza? So we just have, it's full of coupons. These jokes aren't particularly funny either. So what if we were to do this? No, that won't work. We need, if we were to push this up, see, this one doesn't seem like it needs to move anywhere, and if it did move anywhere, I don't know where it could move that would make it any more useful. Oh, is this super easy? Nope, they still slide. Whether I push them or whether I slide them doesn't matter. I can't stand on the fire. So, yeah. If you push this up here, and you push that up there, does that help you any? I mean, it seems like it just kind of changes things. If you do this, then you do this, and then you do this. Let's say that this is the right move. Do that, push that up that way, then you do that. Alright, what's the next step? What it seems like to me you need to do is something more along the lines of that first, and then that, and then that there, and then that. And if we had one more that we could somehow get up to that point, then I could push this up, and then I could do something with it to push it back that way. So then the question becomes, how do we accomplish that? We do this here, we do that there, we do this here, we do that there. Then you go like that, like that, like that, and then like that. This is a pretty complicated one. I'll give them that. And it doesn't require the flame sword to succeed, but it wouldn't have hurt, certainly, to have the flame sword. A lot of non-breakable items in this area. And honestly, it feels like there really is only going to be one skeleton key in the entire world. I feel like the whole game should probably have been that, though. Like, I can't really complain that there's not a lot, that there's a bunch of unbreakable items, considering how the breakable items don't do anything. They don't give you health, they don't give you coins. This feels like a game that should have coins in it, and think the first game did have coins in it, so, or some kind of currency or something that you had to collect an item for an item. Like, yeah, there probably is a nice little argument to be made to have some kind of health potions or something that would allow you to collect things. So we need to be able to go downward. Is there a way to do this? You can do that. I guess those push blocks are just there to tease you. Is there something I've missed? Doesn't look like it. There's one item and one crown box hidden in each dungeon. Have you found them all so far? Well, could we test that? How would we know? We started with a stick, we got a flaming sword, we got a magic wand, and we've gotten 2 dynamite things. And we've also found an item locator and like a headband. I'm not sure if all of those were there. And apparently, by the looks of it, we've collected 5 crayon boxes. Are we in the 5th dungeon? We don't even know. This does definitely feel like we are at the halfway point of the game. My, it's the crazy brute and her magical mongoose again, still alive. Hey, Tippsie, isn't this the girl who we beat the bolts out of before? Is she following us? Could be. I guess she's your fan or something. Pfft, I'm the great Cyber Ginny. Do you jokesters have any idea how much I paid for this? I don't care for winning, losing, or conversing with the rabble. In other words, your excuse for losing is that you weren't trying your hardest. Wow, that's pretty weak. Org, don't let one lucky victory get to your head, pal. Let's rock. There we go. Seems like we'll probably have to be a little bit more careful. They're doing anime style yell outs of attacks. Almost got it, so. But I would say we're not really in a place where I'd want to turn off the easier fights, because we still were only at like half health there when all is said and done. This is the 4th raft piece. Collect 8 in total to make a full thing. Pastel, you're still here? Of course, we've still got stuff to break and raft pieces to find. Bah, I should have known you were the ones going around solving the dungeons. Well, stop it at once. Do your tactilist clods have any idea how long this mess will take to clean up? Not really. I am part of this conversation. Or I am not part of this conversation. No matter. I'll see to it you can't possibly complete this adventure. Poof, you fiends. Jeez, I really hope this killjoy will be a dungeon boss so I can beat him up. So now we want to go into different places Full heal. Back this way. And now that we have the flame sword, I think we can do a puzzle. Let's see. Well, maybe not. Because the flame sword does not seem like it has a flame sword ability. Let's go back in here. No, it just sets you back to the stick. Interesting. So was there anything we learned? See if we did this. I can push this guy, but only this guy. And I can only push him so far. I can push him there. So if I was to do something along the lines of this, that wouldn't work. I can't even do that. The delay on it's not long enough. I could put something like right about there, but without being able to do something more. I am just missing some ability, clearly. And then getting these push characters. Yeah, there's no way that's gonna work. So we still can't do these puzzles, which I don't know if that means we missed something somewhere. And I think we are just gonna have to commit to running around the Starry Woods in particular. I'm just gonna run around and see what I've missed, because obviously I've missed something. Down here, it's a magical baby. Got an outfit. Okay. So we have this whole top right section, and then we have that whole middle section, and then there's like a question mark, and then there's just a whole bunch of stuff, and I think we are just gonna be forced to deal with all of it. Look around. These guys are not enough of a hassle. And assuming one doesn't fall to your death, you can pretty well work your way through a lot of this. Yeah, I believe we're here. And we just didn't do it for some reason. We must have missed something. I don't know what we missed, but we must have missed something in this whole area. Probably needed to kill everything in the area, and I bet we didn't do that. Or we need to find a piece of ice and put the fire out in the middle of the center of this path, which might be a thing too, but I might be missing the ability to do that also. It seems like the game is a little weird in the sense that it is chosen to fairly lengthily delay the... Let's see. For some reason all the ruins on this island look the same. We couldn't hurt to take a closer look though. It seems like it's oddly taking its sweet time to give us the fourth ability, and maybe that is something. Cave of Mystery. Okay. So here we have something that seems like something. Note to self, this is the only non-dungeon puzzle on this island that can't be solved with just... what cannot be solved with just a stick. Okay. Unless I was going to be able to push this guy. I feel like I still have something. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Well, at least we now know why we didn't solve that area. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we can solve the area. So we may find out that is pretty much the case for all the areas we investigate. That they might just be these. See, this needs 24 things. That tells us something, doesn't it? So there are more mystery things. Alright, now let's just work our way towards the left. There's, I think, a decent amount of stuff we just haven't looked at. I don't know how much of it really matters, or how much of it is just an overworld for an overworld's sake. Feels like when I pick up a health now, I'm getting more than just one heart's worth of health, which that's slightly interesting. As tastes like yellow. It does feel like you could fairly easily just miss stuff in this world. South changing tent. Might as well go check out the changing tent. No secrets to be found around here, but this cave leads to a fancy realm. Alright. So let's see what the new options are. So now I have a bathing suit on. And now I look like one of the bad guys. And there's apparently 4 more outfits. Alright, let's hit the beach. Everything on the beach. It's not healthy enough to go outside like this. I'm not healthy enough to go outside like this. Feels like that may have triggered something. So let's go and find out if it did. North is the Star Woods. We'll come back to that area later. Are these guys gonna even really attack me? Did they ever really attack me? That's a interesting question to ask. I could have literally been just attacking them for no reason. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, it does definitely feel like there's a major danger in wasting time and wandering around. I vaguely recall there being something around here. Some character that maybe wanted to see me in an old-fashioned bathing suit. Either that or it just triggered a dialogue scene for no reason. Supposed to be a changing tent somewhere in this area, but I can't find it. Oh well, let's change into my ultimate fire briefing form here. Yeah, I was thinking that would have been the thing that would have triggered anything. But there doesn't seem like there's anything to it. There are these X's, and I think these X's probably are supposed to be indicators of cave section that I've mostly was unable to finish. Hopefully I'm capable of finishing them now. Let's see. The treasure chest. ... There's something. There we go. So this must have been in part what I missed. Although, how are we gonna pull this off? Okay. Well, it seems like this might work. Although, honestly, I don't think it will. And this seems like the last ability. Alright, what if we were to do this and push that down that way? And then do that. I don't know how any of this benefits me at all, but then do that. Yeah, I need to reset it. If I go up here, does that add any ability? Not really. If I go down here, does that add any ability? Not really. There's a way to do this. I just don't see it yet. See, pushing this direction, and then pushing anything this direction's not going to be super useful. Pushing this down to this row is probably not going to be super useful. Although, there might be a way this works if we did this and then that. But then the problem is you go down here, you go down here, and you can't push it up. So, yeah, that wouldn't help either. Is there something to the idea of breaking this one? No, I don't think so. And pushing this up here. Up to this point, probably it's not useful. I've got it. It's thinking the wrong way, looking at the wrong button. The trick is to go here and then push. Well, no. Thought I had it. If I push this up one, like that, and then that up one, like that, then it just becomes a question about how do I get the next one to go up. Let's look. There's a portal gate over here. All you need to reach it is a stick. Okay, so it's not anything even that complicated. It's just a push puzzle. I'm probably just overcomplicating the whole thing a lot more than it needs to be. All the room is down this general direction. So if I pushed this one down, and then this one downward also, what can we do now? We can push this one that way, which wouldn't really help much. Push this one up this way. Which might help. We either need 2 pieces here or 2 pieces here. I don't see any way you solve this any other way. So pushing this up this way, pushing this up that way, and then pushing this over here and that over there, and then that like that. Probably not really accomplishing anything. There seems to be a day-night cycle in this game, but it doesn't seem like it adds any any value to the gameplay. If I push this up here, can't do anything. If I push it down there, I can't do anything. Pushing things into the corners is not going to be useful. Pushing this. Is there possibly a way to get this? Let's get this one out of the way. Let's see what happens if we did this that way. Now, what's the next step? There's no way I'm gonna get an item. I could push this back, which I guess that might be slightly useful. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. I need to reevaluate this, recognizing that I can stand on the sand, and that by standing on the sand, there is some extra value that I've not been recognizing. Extra options. Let's see. Like if I was to push this over here and then do this and that, probably doesn't help as much as I think it probably should. But I think that solves it too. So it was that sand position there. So did I just overcomplicate that, or was that just really complicated? And now we're in the vault, and I'm guessing this vault is going to be a small side dungeon that isn't particularly a main dungeon, but is probably the item that we will need to get that fourth item. So it doesn't feel like it's a completely optional thing either. It feels like you will have to do it, or at the very least you would want to do these things anyways, because the game's just not really long enough in its main storyline gameplay to justify skipping that content. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. We got stuck on a puzzle there. And there is definitely an imbalance between slightly too hard difficulty with the boss fighting and the fighting of enemies in general. And then you get a weapon upgrade, and then it becomes a little too easy for about 30 minutes, and then it gets hard again. And I'm playing on easy mode anyways as far as the difficulty settings, and then the puzzles themselves seem to have only one solution whatsoever, and so you just have to figure those out, or you are just out of luck. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a shortcut to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening.